Have you ever wondered how some people are able to work for only 4 hours a day and make 6 figures or sometimes even 7 figures while most people are working 10-hour shifts at a job that they hate? It's simple. Leverage and positioning. I call these people outliers, and with these two traits, you'll be able to have time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. There's no need to overcomplicate it or overthink it, because I have friends that have these traits and live a certain lifestyle. And me personally, I haven't worked a regular job and worked a W-2 job since 2020. And this isn't a typical piece of content going over how these certain people are better than you or special than you or more talented than you, because side note, they're not. I'm here to show you how you can get to this point by 2025, even if you're a complete beginner. So let's tap in. Back when I was 15 and started my own entrepreneurial journey, I was inspired by people online that had built this life of freedom, and I believed if they could do it, then I probably could do the same thing in my own endeavors. After being so motivated for several months, I began to learn stock trading under my dad's parental account since I was underage. I had initially started with some money that I earned from reffing soccer for years and years prior, because I started actually refereeing soccer when I was 12 years old, as well as an extra $2,000 that my dad gave me as a Christmas present one year. All my other friends were spending their money on shoes and other video games and random stuff, and I was doing the same too, but I was putting a lot of my time and energy and extra money in stocks. The day after I bought the stock, it pumped, and I felt like everything was going to be so easy in life. I felt like trading was super easy. But the next day and the next following few days, the stock actually fell below the price I bought at. And I was hit with a reality check thinking, wow, this is actually going to be maybe a little bit more challenging than I thought it was going to be. And this exact story is the same story of every entrepreneur, no matter what you do. You will fail along the way, but failing now and starting to fail now will ensure you have success sooner rather than later. You'll be that much closer to building that leverage and positioning I was talking about a few minutes ago. But after trying several businesses alongside while trading stocks, I eventually got into crypto, and today as well, I still do crypto, as well as SAAS with Go High Level, as you guys know. As you level up in your own journey of self-development and your entrepreneurial journey, you're gonna learn that you have to pick the right vehicles for the right time in your life. And I state all this because this is a multi-step process, and it's not gonna happen overnight, but I'm here to help you shortcut the process by 2 to 4 years. You still need to think long-term and stretch out your timeline, but I'm giving you the steps how to do it efficiently and effectively in pretty much the fastest way possible. So how do we build leverage and build positioning that we desire? Well, it takes authority, money, and connections. As a young male watching this right now, you're at a very, very critical part in your life right now in terms of setting up the rest of your life, whether or not you're gonna be someone or be a nobody. And I know you don't wanna be a nobody. Being able to take action on the points I'm gonna give you here in a moment are gonna ensure that you push your way through to being a top 1% man, or as I call it, the outlier individual. And as of right now, it already is pretty simple to get into 20 and 10% range, because as we all know, most guys are super lazy, super unmotivated, and just don't have a drive to be successful. But one of the reasons why you actually see some of the top guys performing so well is because they started super young. Clicks is a streamer, for example, who recently moved into his new penthouse in Texas and also just bought a Lamborghini at 18 years old. But the only reason he's this young with this certain lifestyle is because he started playing Fortnite at 12 years old, and then throughout his early teens and then late teens, he played competitively and absolutely crushed it. So since the time he started playing Fortnite to now, 6 years have gone by to set up his entire life. Think right now how far along you are in your journey, because sometimes it takes more and sometimes it takes less, but I'm here to help you shorten that time period. So here are the 3 steps to building an outlier life and building a life of freedom. It's consumption, application, and testing. Now, do not abuse the consumption part, because you do need to be able to consume content, be more creative, internalize certain ideas, and apply them into your own life so you can actually go ahead and either make content with it or apply it to your own business. You don't want to be consuming a bunch of random TikToks or a bunch of random reels that really don't provide any value to your life. And it's funny because everyone tells you to stop consuming content, but I'm on the complete opposite end of that. I consume a bunch of content, and I weaponize my content consumption time periods to integrate it into my own business to be a better individual. And like I said, this isn't an excuse to go ahead and just scroll random content and say, oh, I'm learning or oh, I'm working. You know what you're doing deep down if it's actually beneficial or not, so don't try and fool yourself. While you're consuming the content to actually level up, you should be actually taking notes. I have an entire notebook over there where I take notes on everything, and I journal and reflect on the things I've learned and how I can actually implement them into my own life and be creative with it. This is the exact formula, how to pretty much glitch your way up and transform your mind and speed up the entire process of becoming an outlier. And after about an hour or so of consuming content and taking notes along the way, it's time to start applying the new information to your business and how you can actually implement it in your life and how it best resonates with you. And consumption without application is just mental masturbation. Even if you're only spending the 1 hour per day applying the new information, trust me, you're building momentum and you're building the new habits to go ahead and start leveling up to force yourself up to being an outlier individual. Over time, this will continue to compound, and one day you're gonna pick your head up and realize, oh wow, I've come pretty far. So from this point forward, it's the process of learning, applying, and actually going ahead and pivoting or testing to see which gonna work better or what's not working at all. This right here is the formula to success, and I don't know if you were expecting something to be super secret, super occult-like knowledge to be able to do this, or some magic spell to be put on you, but sorry, I'm not David Blaine. These are just the actual applicable steps to becoming an outlier individual. And since I actively teach people how to build a successful SaaS agency, their goal is to start bringing in clients and start building out their monthly recurring revenue. And what's the process that I bring them through? Learning, applying, and then pivoting and testing. And the best thing about this formula is that it works for any business. This simple framework will put you on a narrow path of quickly becoming an outlier and pretty much outpacing anyone that's not using this sort of framework to level up. And once you scale and once your systems are up and running, you'll be able to pretty much step away from your business in a way to make more semi-passive income. This is how people are able to go ahead and work about 4 hours a day while making 6 and sometimes 7 figures with time freedom, location freedom, and the financial freedom. And real quick, here's a bonus for you as well to speed things up even more. The way to supercharge the entire process of becoming an outlier is to identify certain outliers, build relationships with them, and see if they're willing to help you. You most likely have some sort of value to provide to them, unless you're an absolute bum, but they're gonna wanna help you in return by the law of reciprocity to help you along your journey as well. Now, with all that being said, I wanna go ahead and review some of the key takeaways of becoming an outlier and building this certain lifestyle. First, I want you to go ahead and expand your timeline. And what's really interesting to me is that Iman Gadzhi actually went over 3 years before he hit his first $10,000 per month mark. And I don't think it'll take you that long because nowadays we have a lot more information online. Back then in 2016, he didn't really have that much information how to scale and how to do certain things the right way. Now here today, I know people that have been making $10,000 per month, just starting after several months, and it didn't take me anywhere near 3 years to go ahead and make my first $10,000 per month. So you're already at an advantage right now. And remember as well, the 3 steps to building the outlier lifestyle and a lifestyle of freedom is actually going ahead and consuming content, the right content, applying that content and applying that new knowledge, and testing and pivoting to see what works and what doesn't work. And the blueprint to get from $0 to $10,000 per month is not gonna be the same blueprint to get you from 10K to $10 million. You guys need to take certain steps to level up and need to take certain steps to lay the foundations for your own business, because you can't go from 0 to 10 million unless you get lucky on a lucky ass altcoin like Pepe or something crazy like that. But for now guys, go ahead and check out the video on screen, how to sign your first few clients using Go High Level. Don't be motivated, be disciplined. I'll catch you later.